Hello and welcome to my camera comparison between the Xiaomi 14 Ultra and the Galaxy S24 Ultra, recording in 4K with 30 frames per second using the front-facing cameras. And you can see already that the Xiaomi 14 Ultra has a little bit wider viewing field compared to the S24 Ultra. The picture on the S24 Ultra looks way more vibrant. It looks a bit too greenish, but the Xiaomi 14 Ultra looks a little bit undersaturated almost. So the reality is somewhat between what I can see on the screens here. Now I'm using the front-facing cameras with 60 frames per second, recording in 4K. So the picture will be smoother again here. Which frame rate do you prefer generally? Are you shooting mainly in 30 frames per second, or do you prefer the extra smoothness that comes with 60 frames per second? Let me know in the comments. Maybe what is happening here. They are cutting a lot of trees and planting new ones, I guess. So now we flipped over to the main lenses on the back. Same story, the S24 Ultra looks oversaturated a little bit, and the Xiaomi is a bit closer to the truth, what I can see on the screen, but a little bit undersaturated, but not by that much. It has been raining the last couple of days non-stop here, so I wasn't really able to shoot before, but at least today it is a good weather again. Hopefully it will stay like this. And now some footage in 4K with 60 frames per second of both phones. Let's see how this will compare now. The colors, of course, will tell the same story. Oh, it's looking also that the dark areas are a bit brighter on the S24 Ultra, so the highlights are more visible here. Of course, while using the main lenses, we have the options to go out further. We can go to the ultra wide on both phones here. We can see that the ultra wide of the Xiaomi is a bit wider than the one on the S24 Ultra. While we're here, let's check out how well they zoom in video mode. Starting with the S24 Ultra, we're on the ultra wide still to 1x. Again, I'm using just the on-screen buttons. First of all, it's 1x, 2x, 3x, 5x, and 10x. And I'm manually going to the maximum zoom, which is 20x. So back to 1. And now the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, ultra wide 1x, 2x, 3.2x, which is a tele lens, and then the 5x periscope. We can also zoom in further here manually. which will go up to 15x. Let's try to get both in the maximum zooms. I'll put both in 15x here. Time to compare some pictures. I stuck to the vibrant mode of the Xiaomi 14 Ultra for this test. Starting at the ultra wide here, both phones are really close to each other. With the main lens, the picture of the Xiaomi is richer in contrast and the colors pop more. Next is a shot with the dedicated telelenses, which are 3x on the S24 Ultra and 3.2x on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. The overall colors are closer here than on the 1x, but the Xiaomi remains to be more vibrant. The same holds true at 5 and 10x, but here the Xiaomi is also way more detailed. At 30x this is even more obvious, and one more shot with both phones maximum zoom length, which is 100x on the S24 Ultra and 120 on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. Now let's zoom in on these numbers. I witnessed something which unfortunately happened already in my last comparison using the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. Sometimes it fails to focus properly while zooming. Keep in mind, both phones are under the same circumstances here, capturing the picture at the same moment. The S24 Ultra really didn't have any issues with this. But luckily this doesn't happen all the time. Zooming in here on that sign over there, we can see that the colors are yet again richer on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, and the picture does look clearer too. At 10x, the picture just looks better to me on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, even though the reality might be in between both these pictures. While the ultra-wide shots are generally very close in color, we can see the sky is a different shade of blue here. Zooming in yet again, both are doing a good job at 3, 5 and 10x. Using the maximum zoom, the Xiaomi is just way more detailed. Let's change the location. With the ultra wide we once again have the same story, quite close overall. The further we zoom in, the better the picture actually looks on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. The picture has more clarity and details. That is especially evident at 100x. But we can also see that the Xiaomi is quite obviously trying to get a better picture using AI. The pictures taken with the Xiaomi 14 Ultra just pop more, look more appealing, and the difference when it comes to details while zooming are really apparent here again. The Xiaomi is simply outclassing the S24 Ultra while zooming at day. Time for some portraits with the front-facing cameras. There really isn't much to differentiate both phones. The colors are really close again, the separation from the background is clean. The S24 Ultra just randomly blurred my jacket down here for some reason. But while taking more selfies, the Xiaomi 14 Ultra wasn't really as consistent as the S24 Ultra here. As you can see, the colors are changing in vibrancy, and once it even failed to blur the background. So now let's compare both phones at night. We have a beautiful warm night recording in 4K with 30 frames per second. using the front-facing cameras. This road it is lit by some street lights, which are white, so not the usual orange ones, which you perhaps know from my other videos. This area is not that well lit. Both phones are looking more or less the same when it comes to brightness, so they're not trying to artificially brighten the picture too much. And now some footage in 4K with 30 frames per second. So let's walk in here on this little path. It's not that well lit also, just one lamp every couple of meters. So judging by what I can see on both screens, there's not that much difference. The picture of the Xiaomi 14 Ultra looks a tiny bit more vibrant. Otherwise there's not much to make out. Just Xiaomi seems to have a little bit more issue with the light sources here. Let's flip it around one time. Here the main lens is now here, of course. But now you will see me better, obviously, because I'm in front of a light. I can't see myself because I flipped the phones, obviously. But which one's recording better here? Now it's time for some night pictures. We will start with using the dedicated night modes of both phones, but I will include some shots with the auto mode as well later on. This ultra wide shot is bad on the Xiaomi because it struggled to get the focus right. At 1x it is doing a good job and is overall also more accurate when it comes to the colors. Zooming in now, and the Xiaomi has a softer image at night, for my taste a bit too soft to be honest. The ultra-wide shot once again goes to Samsung. It captures easily more details here. The picture with the main lens is then again strong on the Xiaomi, and zooming in further we can see that the Xiaomi is yet again softer, but this time in a good way. The S24 Ultra tries to sharpen the picture and especially at 10x adds a lot of noise. The Xiaomi has a bit of a problem with direct lights, and we can see this with a glare that looks like a UFO. At 5x the S24 Ultra has the better and clearer image. At 10x both aren't really good. The S24 Ultra is as noisy as the Xiaomi is blurry. Here again we can see that the Xiaomi 14 Ultra struggles while zooming with the night mode. Zooming further than 3x using both phones at the same moment, the S24 Ultra is just performing better. And yet again a bad ultra-wide shot from the Xiaomi here. The shift in quality while switching to the main lens is just too big. The S24 is more consistent with the colors while zooming in. At 5x we get the focusing issue again, which is a bit better at 10x. On this ultra-wide shot, we can see that on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, we can't make out anything in the sky, while the Samsung lets you make out a bit of the sky and the trees in the background. Using the main lens and then zooming in further, both phones stay pretty consistent. At 10x, the picture is yet again filled with noise on the S24 Ultra. Last set of pictures with a dedicated night mode and a comparison afterwards of the same scene with the auto mode. The Xiaomi is just struggling at night when it comes to zooming with the night mode or auto mode. Sometimes it gets really bad. Just to remind you, both phones are held in the same hand while I take the pictures with the remote in the other hand. There's no excuse for both pictures to be that different. Now continuing with the auto mode, and we will zoom in on this blue lit clock. We can see again that the Xiaomi struggles more under the lens flare issue at 1x. Zooming in now, and at 3x it's still hard to make out that it is supposed to be a clock on the Samsung, while you can get an idea about it on the Xiaomi. At 5x we have then the slightly better picture on the Xiaomi here. Using the night mode doesn't really change anything. On this ultra wide again the sky is completely dark on the Xiaomi. At 1x the shot has once again more clarity on the S24 Ultra, but at 3 and 5x the 14 Ultra is superior. Both phones in general suffer with the ultra wide at night, but most of the time the S24 Ultra is doing a better job in my eyes. The main lens is definitely the one to use at night in general, especially for the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, since zooming in is a mixed bag at night. Using the front-facing cameras here directly under a street lamp, and overall the S24 Ultra is doing a slightly better job. Some selfie portraits at night, and both are really not great, but the S24 Ultra is winning this one. Will the night mode help? It kinda does. At least the S24 Ultra is getting a better picture with it. And that's it for my camera comparison between the Ultra models from Xiaomi and Samsung. Which of those two phones comes out on top for you? At day, I think the Xiaomi 14 Ultra is doing a better job, especially while zooming. The Xiaomi 14 Ultra outclasses the Galaxy S24 Ultra. Unfortunately, at night the Xiaomi 14 Ultra is not performing as well as at day, especially the ultra wide, the telelens and the periscope lens have the difficulties at night. The main lens is doing a rather good job most of the time. The S24 Ultra is struggling as well with the ultra wide lens at times, but mostly it is doing a better job than the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. Using the night mode or the auto mode don't really make that much of a difference, if at all. So what do you think? Which of those two Ultra phones is doing the better job? If you want to see more video mode comparisons between the S24 Ultra and the Xiaomi 14 Ultra with the DJI Osmo Pocket in the mix, click up here. I will link also these videos below. If you like this video, leave a like and a sub to the channel would really mean a lot to me. Thanks for watching, and we will see us in the next one.